Oh, yeah, we're here. We're here. We did it.
Huzzah!
We did it, guys. We did it.
Good
So
We're
job.
here.
guys, we did it.
Okay. For everyone who's for everyone who's still watching, welcome to the Creators Podcast. It's another Saturday, so it's another 2 hours of shit. Today I
Yeah.
have Octuplex, I have Rock, I have Linf, I have G1, and I have Eric. And we're going to be talking about television and children television. So, well, basically, childhood. It's going to be fun. Anyone want to say anything before we get started? You want to do some chit chat, or should we get right into the subject?
I don't know. Let's.
I don't really have much to say.
Yeah, what's our first?
I have
topic?
plenty to say. Thumbs up.
Oh, what? Oh, shit, I lost. Ooh, sorry.
Okay. Simple. I have one announcement to make. You might see me lifting my glasses and rubbing my eyes for a bit. I'm wearing contact lenses for the first time today because it's
Ooh.
easier for VR. So if you ever see that, or I'm not really paying attention, just keep in mind I might be rubbing my eyes. Contact fluid sucks. Anyway,
Yeah, no.
first topic, television. What are your experiences with television? That's a very broad subject, but anyone want to start on that one? I could start.
Experiences with television.
Yeah, well,
Well-
very simple. Oh, you want? Yeah, you can start.
Yeah, alright, sure. Television has influenced me a lot as a kid. As a kid, I would watch TV almost all the time. Lately, not so much. I have a TV in my room. I sometimes watch for like 15 minutes before going to sleep, but other than that, I don't really watch TV a lot anymore. I think it's had a huge impact on me, especially all those cartoons. It's been fun. It's been part of my childhood, you know? Whoops.
Yeah, no, I feel you. But I think that goes for all of us. When we were kids, we would watch a lot of TV, right? We would come home, we would watch TV, we'd have shows, we'd watch. Me too. You know, I used to be a nearly religious Cartoon Network watcher.
Hmm.
But nowadays, when I turn on the TV and I look at Disney XD or something, I don't even know what's going on. And there's also this weird trend that's been going on. Well, it was here. It was in Germany. Is when it kind of slipped into here. It's voiceovers like dubs. Because back
Oh,
in the
yes.
day when I was small, every American program would come with subtitles. But now even things like Drake and Josh are dubbed, and I'm like, that doesn't help anyone because when I was a kid, I learned a lot of English from watching television.
Mm-hmm.
You too,
Mhm.
probably.
Oh yeah, I learned a lot of English from watching television.
English.
Yeah.
You're weird. I learned Portuguese.
Hey Lynn,
Show
thanks
off.
for the subscribe.
Brazilian
Script,
Benton.
Scrooby, Screwboops. Thanks. Very cool.
Thank you, Lid. Very cool.
Very cool.
Okay. TV programs from your youth is the next one, or unless people wanna talk about specific experiences with TV that they very clearly recall, something that really impacted their lives. Well, speaking of, I remember seeing 9/11 happen on TV. That was wacky. That was
Oh, yeah?
rough.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wasn't born.
Boy, of all the words to
Ugh.
describe it, wacky is not the one I would have expected.
I would have used zany.
It was unreal. It
It
was
was
unreal.
less than optimal.
I was like this 4-year-old bloke. I came home from like kindergarten and I saw that and I was like, what's going on? Like everyone was sitting in front of the television. It was insane.
I was gonna say, what channels you watching? What channels were you watching at 4 years old that covered 9/11?
No, my parents, like when I came home, things were happening and my
It was
parents had
Disney
it on.
XD.
The Disney
Disney
XD. That wasn't even around when I was 4. We had
Not where you
Fox
live.
Kids here.
Oh, it's
we-
kids, dude.
Yeah, Fox Kids, man, like Inspector Gadget and Eek the Cat. That was something.
And Sonic the animated series.
No, that's Jetix.
Which one? There
That's
were multiple.
Jetix. Sonic X, man.
I watched Jetix when I had Sky.
Sonic Boom.
No,
We did not
The
have
Rise
that.
of
I
Nerd.
remember
Hey,
Sonic
apparently
X.
the TV show ain't bad.
Nah,
Which
the,
one,
the
Sonic
Sonic,
Boom?
the
Yeah.
Sonic Boom TV show is surprisingly good.
Yeah, and it's very
Like-
self-aware, apparently.
It's much better than it ever deserved to be.
That's interesting.
So yeah,
Yep,
uh,
that's an interesting fact.
TV programs from your youth. I'll just go clockwise. Octoplex. What's the thing? And you're like, oh, yeah. When I was a bab, I watched that all the time.
Yes, when I was a kid, I watched SpongeBob. I still do, but fuck it, whatever. That's what my kids was.
That's it. Just
I mean,
SpongeBob.
does one ever stop watching it?
Well, I don't
No.
watch TV anymore, but I would.
I haven't watched SpongeBob in a decade.
No, but I would. I would. You know, if
They
it
brought
if it were on,
Nosferatu
I'd be
back.
like, yeah, sure, SpongeBob. I get you.
I don't ever browse channels.
Memories
that
of
are
SpongeBob. Boy.
Memories of
How
SpongeBob
I
sets
love
eye on
those
fire.
days. Well, let's aim a little bit better.
Okay, yeah, SpongeBob. Well, Nickelodeon was really big in America. I remember watching sort
yeah.
of a documentary on that. It was like the first huge thing next to Disney, and people were baffled. Like, SpongeBob was the founder of a new era of television. SpongeBob apparently was Titanic, like absolutely huge. It was everywhere.
Fitting metaphor, because after the 3rd season, it fucking sank.
Ooh, sharp, very sharp. But yeah, we had SpongeBob over here as well, and it was dubbed, but the Dutch actors actually sound a lot like the American ones. So when I got a PS2 and started playing the SpongeBob games, I thought they were the same voice actors, even though they were talking different languages, because they nearly sounded the same. And
Yeah,
the Netherlands
Both
does that
in
a lot.
spirit and in voice.
Yeah,
Like in spirit and in voice, they really captured, like, it might sound a little bit weird, but they really captured the essence and the spirit of the characters in their voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they really captured the spirit of Tom Kenny in a jar, and they sucked it into his brain.
The essence of SpongeBob.
It just worked.
fucking SpongeBob's mansion. Just suck the spirit out of Tom Kenny. with the poltergust.
Ah! That's what it sounds like when you suck it out.
Just staring intensely into the
I'm
camera
ready.
over there.
yeah.
Practice, thank you.
Okay. But so, anything else? Anything but SpongeBob? Is your entire youth TV experience SpongeBob SquarePants?
I'd like to go into like earlier childhood, like with Curious George or Caillou, stuff like that. Because like, especially Curious George, I'd still watch that today. That was a good show.
I heard about that, but we didn't have that here. We didn't have Curious George here.
We got the movie.
We only got Caillou like way down the line. Same with Arthur.
I'm just a kid who's 4. Each day I learn some more.
Can't
Dude,
watch
there's
that
a-
show anymore since I saw that
there's
really
an
3D
amazing-
video.
There's an amazing article someone wrote about Caillou, about why they hated him so passionately. Like it's amazing. I'll have to find it and post it in Discord.
Yeah, you
It's got
should.
fantastic quotes. Fantastic quotes. It's like how Caillou, something like Caillou is bald, not because he's like got cancer or anything like that, but because his body knows that he does not deserve to grow hair. It's an amazing article. I'll find it. It's so funny.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So nothing else? This
Oh,
SpongeBob.
plenty else, but I gotta share time with the rest of the
all right.
cast
Yeah,
here.
but we have 2 hours. Okay, Rock. What's like your childhood thing?
What's with Andy?
All right.
It was really good.
Yeah. Well,
That was
I-
really good.
I never quite understood it because I'm a little younger than you, but my dad was insane about that. He loved it.
Of course you would.
I myself, I was more like Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff
Oh, yeah,
Girls. Yeah.
I watched those and I really liked those as well, but at some point they stopped showing Cartoon Network in our like area or our
Yeah, it
subscription.
became
and
paid.
We couldn't.
Yeah, and
then that was the end of that.
And once Cartoon Network began their downfall, which I am sure everyone here experienced, I switched to Boomerang and
Cinderella.
started watching the Jetsons and the Flintstones and Wacky Races.
Oh yeah, yeah, same.
Boomerang only ever aired that like old Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah, and it
good.
was really good.
That's where
was
that's
good.
where I met
And,
Top Cat.
Yeah, same. Top Cat.
Do 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 do. All right.
You know, speaking of Hanna-Barbera, just completely not really a kids show, but fucking Harvey Birdman just getting the license stuff. Why is Nepgear here?
Nebgear kept
Harvey
asking
Birdman.
for invites. Hey Nebgear, we're doing a podcast. You can come
Oh,
show
nice
off.
wings.
Oh.
You can come show off your Halloween avatar because you were registered. Come here, you.
Stand back here.
Come
with Lynn.
here.
You got this.
Come here, Nebgear.
I'm pretty lonely back here.
I can't hear you, man.
Okay,
What is he
goodbye.
He ran
Rock, are
away.
you dying? Oh, well, I guess Nep's dead.
He was
Wow.
already dead.
Hello,
Yeah.
Roland. Who is Roland Seth? Well, welcome to the stream, Roland Seth. Happy to have you
Oh,
here.
okay, you're talking about someone in your chat.
Yeah. Okay, so that was Nebgear. Very nice of him.
Great avatar. Great avatar.
Very good.
Thank you, Nepgear. Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Wow, Nep.
Okay, I don't know
Great
how.
job. Keep
I
it
don't
up.
know Harvey Birdman. I'm sorry.
I am also
Uh,
not aware.
It's
don't
old
know.
Adult Swim show that well, not too old. Like, when was that show?
We never
it's
had
pretty
Adult
old.
Swim here as well.
I only watched a couple episodes of it as a kid.
Well, it's fantastic because it actually managed to get the licenses for like pretty much any Hanna-Barbera character,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and it's all about just a lawyer working for a defense firm. Oh fuck, what is it?
Doggy says,
Phil
oh, so
Kim
Nep can
says-
come, but not me.
Defense.
He's a defense person. He's a defense attorney.
Yeah.
And fuck, explaining it is just imagine an Adult Swim show about a defense attorney with a fucking Hanna-Barbera characters, and you know exactly what's going on.
So
Okay.
it's like Space Ghost Coast to Coast, but law.
I'm pretty sure it's the same creator.
Oh,
Maybe.
Because I do know that.
Okay.
Okay.
It's very good though.
Okay. So Lynn, you're a lot younger than most of us, so you probably grew
Yeah.
up with Avatar.
I never actually watched Avatar on TV.
Oh, what did
I
you watch?
never yeah. I never saw the full
like,
series of Avatar
iCarly.
until this
Hold
year.
on. He's
iCarly.
talking. He's very soft. Could you repeat that?
I watched a lot of things like iCarly.
That's what
Oh, yeah.
But,
I remember. I
Pokemon is
remember
always
when
stuck
that
in my head.
premiered. It was very weird, but I liked it.
Spaghetti tacos.
It used to have the original audio, but it's also dubbed now in my country, and it makes me uncomfortable.
Do they have the original
Oh, yeah.
theme song just dubbed in?
No. We're not that far along just yet. Animated series do have their own theme song. Bantine.
Bantine.
Oh.
En stormen in alien.
Kijk naar een dag uit het leventje van Johnny Test. Yeah, we will Dutch Johnny
So
Test.
angry.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so
God damn
so G1, what
No, I'm
did you
facing this
watch
way.
growing up?
Most of the stuff I watched was a lot of it was BBC stuff. So they have CBBC, which
Mhm.
is like children's BBC. They got a couple American shows like Arthur Classic.
Yeah, we never had that here. We did
a
have
lot
Roly Poly Oly. You probably know
Roly
that.
Poly Oly was my jam, dude. Roly Poly Oly was the best.
Yeah,
I love
same, and
Roly
it's
Poly
completely
Oly.
untraceable now for some reason.
I have very vague memories of that show.
It reminds
remember it
me
was
of
like a
Chibi
family of
Robo.
Smearbots.
Oly.
It looks
Poly Oly.
very like Chibi Robo, but everyone's a Robo.
I have
Jimmy
actually
Robo
gotten
ripped off
people.
Roly Poly Oly.
Yeah.
GB Robo was 2004.
Yeah, Roly Poly Oly is from the
Roly-Poly-Oly
Stone
was,
Ages.
Stone Age, yep.
Okay, anyway, Roly
should
Poly
do-
Oly. You know, when I think of British television, I think of like
Yeah.
for children, I think of like Father Brown, but baby Father Brown.
Father Brown? You mean like Father Ted?
No, Father Brown, the
Father
fucking murder
Brown?
detective.
I am not familiar.
I'm loving my elbows today.
Yeah, it looks like IK.
Okay,
nice slim IK.
so any noticeable programs?
BBC.
Yeah, the ones you
Got-
watched when you were a babu,
When I was baby.
like a child.
No,
The
Let's see, you
Teletubbies,
got-
of course.
Well, that was Teletubbies and Thomas the Tank Engine.
We also had that.
We had like Cartoon Network and stuff for a little while. Whenever we had Sky, didn't have Sky for very long. But in Sky we had like Disney channels. We had Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network,
What did they
So
show
I
on
ended up
Disney
watching a lot of
Channel
that
during
stuff.
your time?
Disney Channel. Let's see, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, classic, absolute
I
classic.
remember that, but they
Yeah, that was such a good
milked that
show.
out way too far. Like the Sweet
Well,
Cruise
Sweet
was
Life on
just
Deck.
awkward. Yeah,
Yeah.
That
At least they
was
brought Mr.
awkward.
Mosby back. He's a hero. He's
Yeah.
absolute
Which were
legend.
like M or Foom.
I love Mr. Mosby. What else do they have in Disney Channel?
Phineas and Ferb, probably.
Face of Bird.
I grew up with
Oh, yeah,
Phineas and
Phineas and
Ferb,
Ferb,
but I
yeah.
was a little older
That was
when
a
that
great
aired.
show.
yeah,
Yeah.
same.
But it's
That was an
very
iconic
good.
show.
My mom, she doesn't like cartoons, but she really likes Phineas and Ferb. She also,
Yeah.
what did she like? She liked Chowder.
Oh yeah, I remember
So
That's a
Chowder.
good one.
I used to be compared to Chowder as a kid because I had a really high pitched voice, and I also was really chubby.
And you were purple, and you wore like a sock on your head.
My badge is
No, I
stuck.
didn't wear a sock on my head. I was just
But you were
compared to
purple, though.
Chowder.
Yeah, you were purple.
Oh, I guess it's not stuck on the screen.
Thanos Eric.
Rock Eric was
Eric.
purple as a kid. That's why they compared it to Chowder.
Thanos Eric, Thanos Eric.
Thanos Chef, you mean? Thanos Chef. That's Chowder, is Thanos Chef.
Oh,
Mhm. Alright.
Flapjack? Misadventures of Flapjack?
I never
was
really
good.
We
liked
did not
that.
like that.
What do
I
you
never-
mean?
we-
Flapjack? You didn't like
It's the
Flapjack?
same. It's the same reason I didn't like what's it called, Ren and Stimpy. I can't stomach gross
What?
out humor. It doesn't do
Dude,
anything for
Ren
me.
and Stimpy is a cultural icon.
Pretty good.
I was more
Phenomenal.
I was more Rocco's Modern Life and Rugrats.
Yeah, I liked Rocco's Modern Life. Rugrats was
Hmm.
never huge for me.
West Side.
I never liked Rugrats,
It
but I
was,
watched
it was
anyway.
just West.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
just
liked
really weird,
Rugrats
is
that-
because it had some kind of sad continuity that I realized later.
Yeah, Rugrats all grown up, or
Oh,
And,
yeah,
uh,
yeah, it does.
I never really liked Wild Thornberries or As Told by Ginger because they just looked
never-
horrible.
I never got into them, but
They just
I
looked
remember
incredibly unappealing.
I liked
I
the
just
wild
never watched
thornberries.
Yeah, but they looked unappealing. Like
Yeah,
when
they
I
did.
when I looked at them, I was like, yeah, I don't like that compared to like.
It's an ugly. It's a bit of an ugly art style, maybe.
Yeah, but As Told by Ginger is an even worse offender.
Yeah.
but As Told by Ginger isn't even good.
No.
They got sort of weird, they got like weird sort of bulbous heads and like
Yeah,
tiny
and
little
mouths
features.
like here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Recent
like me
one,
gesticulating while saying nothing
Rocket
there because
Power.
I had my mic muted.
I loved
Rocket
Rocket
Power.
Power. People give that show a lot of shit, but I had a blast.
Right. I've only ever seen one episode, right? But it was a great episode, and it was because it was like Burger King circa 2004,
Yeah.
and they gave they gave it like a Nickelodeon or whatever
Demo
CD,
disc, one of those
DVD.
discs. Yeah.
Yeah, and it had like an episode of SpongeBob, an episode of Rocket Power, the only episode I've ever seen, but I've seen it multiple times.
What was it
Rocket
about?
Power was really, really, really good.
Yeah,
Rocket
and
Power is
you
so
know it gets a
good.
lot of shit for being too radical, but I think I really think
Too
it's very
radical.
It's a product
There's
of
such
its
things
age.
too radical.
It's
good.
too
Yeah,
rad, dude.
it's you can't get
Too
more
radical.
late '90s, early
Too
2000s.
rad, dude.
Yep,
God, Rocket
I completely forgot about that show.
My
An
like
icon.
there's two episodes I remember very clearly. One of them
Mhm.
is where they meet Tony Hawk and go to his neon
Oh, yeah.
underground skate park, and the other
Oh, yeah.
one is where they go to that water park and Otto and Twister release penguins. Oh,
Well, the one
Octoplex is
I remember
dead.
the most is where they go to. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like
The one I
disappeared
remember
and
most
Lent's going in a
is
circle.
where they go to like the beach is full of garbage and they keep finding the
oh,
same
right, yeah.
package. Hey, kijk op een beetje van links. But what would it be in English? Oh, look, a wrapper of my favorite candy bar. I love candy bars.
Oh, look, it's a wrapper of my favorite ice cream.
Oh,
I love ice
Love
cream.
ice cream.
Wait, I picked the same shit up yesterday. There must be something wrong. Oh, and that weird sandcastle concept.
Oh, yeah.
That's also very ingrained into my mind. But it was, I loved that show. I
Mhm.
loved Tito. I loved the fat Hawaiian guy. He was so good.
Yeah.
And then
Obvious.
I loved the humor. Like I remember in Dutch there was this scene, and then Lars, the Twister's brother, was like, "Hey dork, why were you screaming all night long?" And then he said, "Well, Lars, I had a dream about your face," and that kind of shit just sticks with me.
Oh, there's
This is so sad. Can we reinvite Octoplinks?
Yeah, he needs
also
to. Hello.
two more things I remember.
Hmm.
Transformers, obviously, Generation 1. my
We
namesake.
never
That
had
was-
that here, but
that
I
was an
became a
iconic-
fan later on,
I
like with
did. I
the
loved
the
that.
movie.
I loved watching that when I was young.
Dude,
I had it on like Pop, I think was the channel. It was like it was on Sky on the kids section, and it was right at the end.
dude, that
And
movie.
they only aired like Transformers movie is great, dude.
Yeah. You've got the
I got it on DVD.
Bow,
Dun,
bow,
dun,
bow.
dun,
You
dun,
got the power. Boom. Very good. Yeah, I
And-
love that movie. I think everyone
I
who
love the
likes
movie.
Transformers should see it at least once because it's just a really good movie.
Totally. Dude,
With a-
the
with an-
G1 series is the best incarnation of that.
Yeah,
whole show.
you're, but
Thank you, G1 fan. Very cool.
You're a
Yeah,
bit
thank you.
biased, I think.
I'm a bit biased, but I'll say it. I'm not afraid to say the truth. There's another show that I only ever saw like whispers of. Right?
Hmm?
It
Yeah.
was right. I had the Digimon. Movie. The Digimon movie.
Yeah, the really edgy,
VHS.
gritty one.
The movie that was in Japan. It was two separate Digimon movies that they then compiled into one film, and
Oh.
then sort of made as if it was sequential, and which makes sense now because when I watched it when I was younger, I was like, how did these fit together? I don't understand how these stories go together, but they didn't, and that's why.
Makes
but-
sense.
but there was a trailer on the VHS, there was like a promo for the Digimon movie
Yeah.
that played before the movie did in the VHS. Just doesn't make sense to me. But the promo was characters from a show called Angela Anaconda.
Oh
I
god.
remember
Angela
that.
Anaconda.
That was
They are
one shit.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
They are
Yes.
horrific
They
creatures.
aired that
Every
on
time I
public
saw that, I was-
access here.
I was frightened.
Mm.
I'm still frightened. I'm still terrified by Angela
But
Anaconda.
we had much weirder children's television. We had Perno the Perno, and
Who the
what's
what?
what's the other one called?
What now?
Afiavental
Who
Tafia.
Who the what?
No,
I
it's
have no
those
idea.
two.
Those were acid trips for kids.
T1, you said it correctly within one go. You must be becoming Dutch. You're in too close proximity. You're being affected by proximity.
Yeah, Dutch,
Can't wait to have a pretend ale.
like Dutch small children television is really weird. We also had something called Ik Mik Loreland, which was the
Oh,
nightmare
God,
fuel
yes.
of every kid except for me. I liked the bad guy, but he looked really fucking creepy.
He was pretty creepy, all things
I
considered.
liked the one-eyed fish monster that was slimy and wanted to kill the main girl.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, it was an acid trip.
that's pretty
That
brutal.
whew.
It was to learn kids how to spell and how to write words, but it turned out to be like terrifying from the get-go, and it was really, it was really good.
and it was like educational television.
Mhm.
All right.
That was what it was.
Man,
Yeah.
What shows I can
educational
remember?
TV can be pretty freaky. Oh. Oh no. What?
But yeah, let's move to the
Eric's
next
falling apart.
subject.
Falling apart, buddy.
Oh yeah, this is a very strong one for me. Things your parents
Okay.
would watch when you were younger. Let's start
Huh.
with Linf. Linf, what did your parents always watch? Like any soap operas or
well.
something that they forced you to watch during dinner?
They didn't force me to watch anything, but my mother's always watched like crime programs
Same, dude.
Same,
all the time,
same.
constantly. Kind of
Yeah.
annoying, actually.
Every single one of them, or is there one where she's like, yeah, I don't like that one? Because my parents do have that. They don't like CSI Miami,
can't
but
even keep
everything
track
else
of-
is fantastic.
What they watch. My dad doesn't really watch anything other than like nature programs, I guess. But my mom.
Oh yeah, Country File.
She watches so many.
Yeah, same.
crime programs.
Same.
Yeah. And what about you, Rock? What do your parents? What did they watch when you were a small bab?
My dad barely watched TV. He usually watched ice skating as his tradition. Ice
Nice.
skating and football and the news. And my mom would always be watching
As the
World Turns. Yes,
No.
and The Bold and the Beautiful.
He
Oh
knows.
no! That's a cardinal sin right there.
Yeah,
You're
The
not
Bold and the Beautiful
allowed-
and As the World Turns.
You're not allowed to watch both. You have to pick a side. That's what my
Why?
mom always said. My mom
Why?
also, my mom always, well, they were kind of Xbox, PlayStation, the
Why?
shows. Well, they were
Oh.
competitors of each other. They were the
Ah,
same
that
thing
makes
done by
sense.
different people.
Mhm.
So you either watched Bold or As the World Turns. That's what my mom told me. I mean, she probably knows. She has all the fucking As the World Turns books. I asked her like a few weeks ago. I said, if As the World Turns would still be going, would you still religiously watch every day? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, why?
Exactly.
And then people give One Piece shit. Do you have any idea how long As the World Turns went on?
How many? How long?
60
years.
years every weekday.
60?
Oh,
60?
Every
Every
weekday.
day? Jesus.
Yeah, and it made a shit ton of money
Wow.
That,
because
That is
that
insane.
people
cannot be a
people
high
would just be
quality
like,
show. What is it? What is it? I'm not
It's a
aware of this.
melodrama.
What is? Oh, so it's like like Coronation Street, EastEnders type show?
yeah, but
Yeah.
like
Yes.
every day, and when
Okay.
things needed
Damn.
spice, someone would be gay, someone would get killed, someone would get
Yeah,
AIDS, that
yeah.
kind of show.
I could never stomach that kind of stuff. I could never
No.
watch.
No, but I
gory or
don't think
extended or
it
any of
is
that.
for kids. I don't think it's for our generation. It's for
Yeah.
people who have nothing better to do.
Yeah, my gran loved it.
Yeah,
She
my,
loved it.
my grandma too. Well, like it's old people television.
Yeah, it is.
My grandma watches like a bunch of soap operas.
Yeah,
Yep.
What
And
is it
what-
like? EastEnders.
And what about you, Eric? What
God,
do your
EastEnders.
parents watch?
I don't know.
Well, currently my parents are very invested in Arrow and The Flash, and I don't
Oh,
care.
I could never watch it. I
The
tried
Flash.
Arrow. I was like, I can't watch Arrow.
I
dude.
tried The
It's so
Flash, but I
boring.
got bored after like one season.
Well, I got really upset once everyone turned into Nazis and they came to our universe and they came to declare war on our universe, and there was like Nazi Flash and Nazi Wonder Woman, and I was like, oh no, not Wonder Woman. Yeah, Wonder Woman. And I
I
was
Superman.
like,
missed that.
and I
I
was
don't
like,
remember
what
that.
the fuck? So I looked.
Oh,
I
wow.
came downstairs and saw all these Nazi flags, and I turned to my parents. I said, "What the fuck is this?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's the Flash."
Are they
And I-
back? Are they
and
back?
I was like, "Are they back?" Oh.
Been waiting 75 years for this.
It came from the moon.
They came
Came from the moon. It was on the other
Iron
side
Sky.
Of the moon. It's got a secret
Dark
base.
side of the
The
moon. Yeah.
dark side of the moon is actually a Nazi symbol.
That's
It's
why Neil
Iron
Armstrong
Sky.
went up. Neil Armstrong went up to deal with them.
Yeah. He
Just
gave
gonna-
him
just
him oil. That's a peace treaty.
That's what they need. There's no oil on the moon. No dinosaurs. No oil on the moon.
Exactly.
What about the moon dinosaurs, dude?
And what other stuff do my parents watch? Yeah, they're really big on the Big Bang Theory, but I absolutely despise it.
Bazinga!
I don't like it.
Bazinga.
Bazinga!
Bazinga.
I can go Bazinga.
No, I don't.
They're gonna air Young Sheldon here soon on
I
Comedy
was gonna
Central.
say, what about Young Sheldon?
Yeah, they're
The
gonna.
prequel everybody wanted.
Nobody wanted. You mean?
Young
Prequel
Sheldon.
that we
When they
deserve.
announced that, I was like, "What?" But they
my-
did
my
watch like a
parents-
lot of Two and a Half Men, and I did think that was
Mhm.
really funny.
uh-huh.
I kind of like
Oh,
Charlie
yeah.
What's
Sheen.
it called? The Running Man.
Charlie Sheen.
And back when I was a kid, I also watched a lot of Fresh Prince and
Oh,
Married with Children.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like those as well.
I was watching cartoons like Adventure Time.
No,
never
I
watched
never
Adventure
got
Time.
into Adventure Time.
Never get into
I
Adventure
loved it.
Time.
I did
I
get
l-
very much into Samurai Jack, like as a kid.
I never got into like any cartoon past Chowder. Chowder was
Yeah,
like
But
one of the-
Chowder is
Well,
comedy
I
gold.
would not be able.
I don't know about comedy
like-
gold.
I was
It's like-
so no. I recently rewatched like the first few episodes of Chowder, and like the fat guy, yeah, he's like a bull or something, like a yak,
Yeah.
and he was like,
Yeah,
"Dear diary,
Oh,
I did a sit up today," and then Chowder said, "Just one? Why don't you do another?" And then he said, "Ho ho." Not so fast, and I just lost it. That kind of shit is so good. I did a sit up today. It was very good. Oh man, Chowder is a something. I love it though. I love Moon Dal. I never really quite got the appeal of the old lady. She always kind of brushed off on me, but like the bunny girl and the orange woman and Mung Dal and Chowder and Schnitzel, I love them. It's so funny. And
They
Ben
were
10.
great.
I was really into Ben 10.
Oh, yeah.
Ben 10. I
Yeah.
love Ben 10, dude. I had like the Omnitrix, the little toy one.
Yeah, me too.
I used to
I just
draw
like
the Omnitrix on my arm as well as Metabot blasters.
I love Ben 10. Ben 10 was.
De
eerste keer dat hij het zag, had hij geen flauw benul.
Een armband met aliens met een ruimtespul gevuld.
It doesn't even sound like a language.
Yes, it is.
It just sounds like a bunch of syllables put together.
The Ben 10, the Dutch Ben
Benteen.
10 is awful.
But the
Benteen.
dub, once again, the dub was
You got
fantastic.
your Benton.
Vilgax was fucking terrifying in the Dutch version.
Vilgax. Remember Vilgax.
look who's
Okay.
There he is.
Ladies and gents, I'm back from the dead.
Well, Octoplex, you're
Did your
you're
PC
just in
overheat?
time.
Oh yeah, totally.
Anyway, Octoplex, you're just in time. You're the last person to talk about this subject. The subject is shit your parents watched when you were living with them.
Oh yeah, I should have brought this up actually, is that I spent a great deal of time watching the old Disney cartoon movies, like the ones you'd see on like VHS tapes.
Oh, yeah.
I actually found out that like the vast majority, the king's majority of those are actually just available on YouTube. So if you ever want to rewatch those, they're right
The
there.
Rescuers Down Under,
Ah,
perhaps?
shite.
Down
The
under?
Rescuers
No,
Down
I'm talking
Under.
more like the 1960s stuff, like
Oh, like
or even older.
you go back to like Snow White, Cinderella.
Cleveland Steamboat Willie.
Okay, that's more like the 1940s.
Yeah, Steamboat Willie's pretty old.
Yeah, but like, how old are you talking
Yeah,
about?
name one.
Like 60s.
Fuck, let me think of one. Like, you know those old like Goofy shorts with
Yeah.
fucking
Oh, yeah.
the one where he does the Olympics.
No. Is it like Looney Tunes, but with Disney characters?
No, it's more like
I do remember watching
it's
a lot of
really hard to
Looney Tunes.
explain.
Oh, and Duck Dodgers. That was a show.
Duck Dodgers. I never really watched it. I remember it, but
It was on Netwave. Oh.
anything but that.
No, Net5 was actually...
Oh no,
Stop.
he doesn't like it.
Y'all
Okay.
mind if I?
Whoa.
Don't
okay.
do that.
Okay.
Don't shoot yourself,
hold on.
man.
Doggy
Hold on,
said
I'm switching into
Goofy
regular-
Dadass
Ah,
tried to
doggies.
buy weed in one of the Goofy shorts.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I do not...
Classic Goofy, dude.
Classic Goofy. Yeah.
It's so
Okay,
goofy.
That's so goofy.
Now let's get into a serious subject.
Oh.
Reboots
Oh my
and
God, Eric.
remakes. What do you guys think of those? We'll start with
Um,
Octoplex. Like reboots, remakes of TV
Well, it really
shows.
depends on the quality of the original material.
Like
Like the new Thundercats.
it's new
Thundercats.
Thundercats.
I have no opinion on the original Thundercats, and thus no opinion on the new one.
One of my
Powerpuff
friends-
Girls.
Powerpuff
Oh.
Girls. I remember the classic
I
original.
grew
but I
up with
haven't
that
seen the
show,
remake.
but I didn't watch the new one, so
Well,
I
the new
Wow.
one,
again
the
have
new
no-
one has twerking and memes.
Oh no, it's so much worse. Like
Really?
I watched both the old and the new one, and I deadass saw some some self insert. I looked it
Oh,
up.
Yeah, I
It looked
heard
like a
about
self
that.
insert. It looked like a self insert. So I
yeah,
looked it
I
up,
heard
and it
about that.
actually was a self insert. One of the writers
Yeah.
in some of the episodes inserts himself into the episode to
As-
and have
as-
Blossom
as a-
fall in love with him.
Yeah, as a love interest for
What?
Blossom. Yeah, that
What?
actually
Yes,
happened.
Actually, that really happened
Oh my god.
I can send you some screenshots.
because it looks
Yeah, do it.
like
No, it's-
4chan fan
it's true.
fiction. It looks like
Show me it later.
It looks like a
Jeez.
fan fiction joke, but it's real. It's real.
Oh my god.
Genuine shitstorm.
said it at the same time.
But yeah, we also been getting like movie reboots, like the new Alien movie and the new Predator movie, and everything's just shit.
Yeah,
And people
Yeah,
love
I'm,
it.
Did
People
you
are
know
like,
if they make a sequel to that new Halloween movie, it will be the third movie called Halloween 2?
yeah, that's all good. But I heard that new Halloween movie is actually quite competent, and I think the new It movie is also fine. It suffers
Yeah.
from modern horror, but it looks and feels fantastic.
hmm
They're making
See,
an
I'm
hit too. It's
fine
gonna be out
with
next year.
something sharing the name of something else if it's a remake of the original something and not just a entirely different story in the same universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a retelling sort of
Right,
thing.
yeah.
I get you.
Yeah. What
Because a
else?
lot of movies do that now. This isn't really related to the subject because we kind of got off on the movies instead of kid shows.
Yeah, but movies
But,
is also fine.
Yeah, Predator does that, and it really, really, really pissed me off, especially because of the whole autism subplot that they had. I think I told you about that before.
Yeah, people are so
Oh, yeah, I'm aware of
misinformed
that.
about autism because of
Don't
things
you know
like.
It makes you
autism
a
is a
genius.
superpower?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly what I want to. Yeah, can you just shoot me right now?
It makes you a superhero.
I lost my dream
right
job
now?
because of autism.
Did you shoot me
Right
right
now.
now? Yeah,
Okay,
Very
right now.
fun.
thank you.
You're
welcome.
What else? What else? I had a lot of good like remakes in mind.
There's is that new? You ever watch Voltron, the original one?
No,
Voltron classic, big robots.
no.
Well, there's Voltron. Netflix make like the Voltron.
Yeah, and they're going
Remake.
full gay, right? That's why.
I never. One of my friends, she really likes it, and I tried to watch it with her, and I was like, I can't do this.
You know,
It's not good. It's not good. It's not well written.
Do you
Sorry,
want-
but it's not well written.
You, me, and Rock. We need to watch the new Ruby episode soon. I haven't
Yeah,
watched
it's
it.
true. We do. I'm not hopeful. I'm gonna be honest.
No, it's getting like the fan base is loving it. It's
Alright.
supposedly very good.
Yeah, but I don't think the Ruby fan base is too.
No, they're
Competent.
very vocal. The end of
They can be
volume
vocal, it doesn't
5
mean they're
was
competent.
full of
being
hate.
competent and not necessarily correlated.
Fair enough.
I
I don't
disagree.
know. I mean, I haven't seen it.
No, kidding.
I haven't seen it.
No,
But,
we gotta watch it as soon as we
We
can.
should watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. How about tomorrow?
But yeah, I can do
yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah, Rock. We should watch the new Ruby episode tomorrow. Yeah, that's good. We should do that. Hit me up. Hit me up. But yeah, remakes. I don't like remakes. I
I don't.
same with
I don't know.
And they rebooted Samurai Jack, and that 5th season was so devoid of the original. It looked great. The first 3 episodes were fantastic, and then it was just shit.
They can be remakes and redo stuff like that. They can be good, but it all depends on when they're being made.
Yeah.
If they're just being made for money, then obviously quality isn't a
I don't have this on the list,
about it.
but this is something I've
I'm gonna have to
noticed
take a second.
when I rewatched
Right back.
Samurai Jack with Rock not
Yeah.
much too long ago. But
Mhm.
back in the day, cartoons were about cartoons and the cartoon universe. And nowadays, when I watch a cartoon, when I watch a movie, when I play a game, it's always about social commentary and statements. And,
Oh, yeah.
And in Samurai Jack, everything's just Samurai Jack. And in
Mhm.
Dexter's Laboratory, you just have Dexter's Laboratory. Johnny Bravo's Johnny Bravo. No social commentary. No bigger goal. No, they're not trying to
I mean-
convince you to think any other way. They just want to tell their story and have fun in their universe.
Well, that depends on the show, I think. Because, like, where is he? Our little boy Momo over there. Like, Avatar I'd say Avatar is probably the best, personally, my, favorite cartoon ever made.
Mhm.
Well, I really love Transformers, but for different reasons. But I think as a story, Avatar is
Yeah,
the
but
best,
it
and it's
does-
about
Yeah, that-
so much. It's about so many real world topics.
Yeah, but it doesn't shove it in your face until Legend of Korra.
Well, Legend of Korra, yeah. We don't talk about Legend of Korra. Season 1 and 3 are good. Season 1 and 3 are great. Season 4 is good. Season 2 just it's not fun. Season 2 is just not
But
easy.
what I'm trying to say, Avatar was always about Avatar, and sure, a few things would reflect upon real world issues, but they were never in your face. And nowadays,
I guess, but I don't know. I haven't seen any examples of what you're saying.
what I'm saying,
I agree, but I
can't-
need to think of an example.
Give me a second.
One
I
thing I
need
could say is,
to. I need to think it. Well, one of them is Let me think. I recall something
will.
very strongly, but I can't really put it into context.
Well, it's something South Park always does, but that's kind of their thing.
Yeah,
so,
that
yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, that's South
yeah,
Park's
a
thing.
good one. This is not game. This is not movies, but the best example I have of this is the Overwatch comics,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
where they just like out of nowhere they released a comic. Up until that point, they only released story relevant expansions on the lore, including like
Yeah.
cinematics and stories, origin stories, and then suddenly you got this random Christmas thing where
Yeah, I
Tracer is
remember the
gay,
comic.
and I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I can't remember like anything about that comic besides that fact.
yeah, because
Yeah,
it was
just like-
pointless. It was
Yeah,
internet
that's a
internet
good
money.
point.
Well, to be
Yeah,
fair,
that
what do you
comic was
remember
banned in
about the
Russia.
fucking Torbjorn comic?
I-
The Torbjorn comic about the giant robot.
that was intense.
That was the whole story of the Torbjorn
Yeah.
comic.
Yeah, but it's
But
just a giant robot.
It had no social commentary that the entire internet exploded over. It was
Excuse
just
me, they're talking
Torbjorn
about how
comic.
bad giant robots are.
Oh yeah, giant robots
In a
are bad.
bad
Don't do
fashion.
giant robots, kids.
Yeah. It didn't work out in Metal Gear. It's not going to work out in real life either.
And
Come on,
and
kids.
like there's got to be more. Well, Legend of Korra is one of them. That when that ended,
Legend of Korra. The end of Legend of Korra is
stop
not.
with the
yeah,
music, please.
I can't hear
Is
the
there
music.
music? What the fuck?
I can't hear
I'm not
the
doing any
music.
music. I don't hear him do any
Oh,
music.
Octoplex had
It's
his
stuck.
FBI badge.
Oh,
Ah.
But
I
yeah,
had it out, but it wasn't playing anything. Did you
I
hear
think your
that?
music gesture might be stuck, but it's not stuck for me.
I do hear the music.
Oh, that's weird.
Um, uh,
the Legend of
Alright, I'll
Korra.
switch.
If there had been any build up at all to that relationship between her and Masami at the end, if there had been any build up at all during the season, like during more than just like the final couple of episodes
Yeah.
of the last season, then that would be fine. Then I'd be totally okay with it. But
yeah.
there was
And-
nothing. There was
and-
no
and
build up.
my-
It just
my
happened
most-
at the end.
my-
And I was like,
my-
what do you mean?
My most
That's
recent,
that was stupid.
my most recent example is the ending of Adventure Time, where Princess Bubblegum and Marceline are gay,
Hey,
and I was like,
spoilers!
I was like, what?
I've never seen Adventure Time at all, so I
Oh,
Yeah,
this
but
is
you
what
gotta
we can
preface
do.
that.
Wow.
Oh yeah, good point. Adventure Time spoilers. Nothing has been said yet, as far as I know.
oh, it has, but
Well, continue.
Yeah.
one's
Um,
human, one's a dog. Shh, don't tell anybody.
Finn was always romantically involved with Princess Bubblegum, and in the final episode, they decided, no, she's gonna make out with the vampire girl.
Yeah, I was gonna point that out too.
Yeah.
Well, they had built that up for a long time, though.
No,
Not for very long.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Marceline gave Bubblegum back her shirt, and that was it.
Yeah,
That's about it. That's all the plot development of that was.
yeah.
But it was a
But-
beautiful moment.
But
it was a
speaking of
beautiful moment.
speaking of good,
was a good
we
shirt.
we have Bill Cipher there. Gravity Falls has no social commentary. It's just its own thing.
I've never seen it.
It's really
I'll
good.
take your word for
It's
it.
incredibly
I've
You
fun.
heard
should give it a
that.
watch. It's really good.
And
I've heard that, but
and
I've never seen it.
and Uncle Stan is a fucking legend. That's all that needs to be said. I love that man. I love him.
Now put on these bandanas and get into my car. Put on these blindfolds and get in my car. Damn it!
I
The
told
yellow
you.
means speed up.
I told you. My ex-wife's missing me, but her aim's getting better. Aim's getting better. Her aim's getting better. Oh man.
Bad.
Yeah, we're talking about cartoons.
The prescription grizzly bear teaching him how to drive.
But Gravity Falls actually incorporates a villain of the week like pacing with a pretty impressive overarching story. with a lot of ARG, and I'm not a fan of ARG, but Gravity Falls' ARG was really clever and really well
Okay.
executed and
I'm
incredibly
gonna
fun.
stand in front of the couch.
Take notes,
There we go.
Blizzard.
Hey, how are you feeling about Diablo Mobile?
That was crazy.
I was like,
They all got booed.
I saw
Yeah,
it.
it's
Like
wild.
you showed it on the Discord, and I was like, does Blizzard have any idea what they're doing? Nobody that plays Diablo is waiting on Diablo Mobile.
Yeah, I don't think. I think the Overwatch team seem pretty competent. Like their players are generally pretty happy with what they do. But the Diablo team, I don't think they're looking.
Well,
I want
the
people
thing
more.
that always bothered me about Blizzard is how they dare charge a monthly fee and then $30 for like an expansion of a 11-year-old game.
Yeah,
You gotta call them by their real name. Activision. Blizzard.
Activision.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
just
That
thought
explains a
too.
lot.
Destiny 2 for free, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm downloading that right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got that for
Bungie
free,
is
too.
also pretty trash nowadays.
Like how
yeah,
little
totally.
people are playing Destiny 2 that they have to give it away for free.
Yep.
It was free on PS4
I
as
think
well.
it's more the fact that they released an expansion recently.
Yeah, and they
But-
all
but
suck.
what's the point in giving it away for
Everything
free?
has
To
been
boost the
mad
numbers?
with the
They
bad rap.
want, they want to improve the numbers.
Yeah.
But for some
As
reason,
far
just
as I
like
know,
with
the
Call
game's
of
still good.
Duty, everyone keeps buying it because it's Bungie. But
Wait, which game?
in
Destiny? Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
Call of
yeah.
Duty, the famous Bungie game.
But let's talk about Call of Duty. I hear the new Call of Duty is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna buy it, but it's something.
No,
Oh, damn,
No.
Call of
It seems
Duty.
good, but
I
the
played
tick
on my brother's
rates.
PS4. It's not good.
I've
No, but why do you
never-
play shooters on console?
That's a
I've
good
never had a
question.
Call
No,
of Duty game.
I don't want to buy it.
in my
So I
life.
play on my brother's PS4.
Yeah, but
Well,
no,
yeah,
no
fair enough.
shooter is gonna
Zombies
play
fan.
well on a console, unless it's
That's
Platoon.
where I've been playing Call of Duty for years, and it's always been fun to me.
Gross.
But I'm a big zombie fan,
I
and
can
I
see
played
Call of
zombies
Duty
on
being-
Black Ops
It's
4,
like zombies.
and it's not good. And then the multiplayer is
I can
not
see
good.
that.
Everything's
I can
just
see
not
Call
good.
of Duty being good on a console.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't.
when I was younger, I
I
used to
wouldn't-
play Modern Warfare 3 on my PS3.
Well,
Played it for like 2 years.
Call of Duty 3 on my Wii. That was cool.
Nice.
I had a plastic gun, and I'd be like,
No. I
Yeah,
couldn't.
it actually worked decently on the Wii.
yeah.
I couldn't play a competitive shooter on a console though. I
Mhm.
couldn't play. I couldn't play like Overwatch.
No.
I couldn't play. I couldn't even. I couldn't play Doom.
I love speaking of that, and then I want to get back on subject. But Ninja,
Yeah.
like the famous Ninja Fortnite streamer,
Yes,
He-
our king.
keeps getting invited by big ass companies to come play Fortnite on Xbox One. And every time he plays Fortnite on Xbox One, he's like, I don't like this. I play Fortnite on the computer for a reason.
Wait, who's asking him?
Well, he was recently he was on Ellen DeGeneres, and now he's working together
Oh,
with
yeah.
Adult Swim to do something like Call of Duty with Rick and Morty or something. It's very weird.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. It's like the
Oh, Call of
ultimate
Duty.
old man. Oh yes, this is what the kids like today. Yes.
Yoda? Is that you?
Yoda, corporate Yoda is making lots of money in afterlife. Yes. What do kids like? Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty and Fortnite.
Very high IQ,
very.
AC.
Kanye Cool is very.
I do not take Republic credits.
Oh my god. What is this? What was this?
We have communists.
I heard he
who
got
are
banned.
you and
You
Catholics.
have to have a very high IQ to understand Fortnite. Yes. Yes. But I'm gonna get back on topic if you guys like it or not. But
Go ahead.
the current state of TV. Yeah. Like I said, when I turn on a kids show, like they sometimes show Phineas and Ferb or for SpongeBob, and I really like that. But they have a lot of like very, I'm just gonna say it, very autism fueled live action shows with a lot of screaming people and bad humor, and I'm just like,
Oh wait, what?
and and this is what our kids watch. It just baffles me.
Yeah.
Well, not our kids. Lord
No,
knows
no.
we
Is
this
won't
a
ever
2-minute
have
show?
it.
What kind of shows? Like, can you name any?
No, I don't know their names, but it's like live action shows and people are screaming. Like one
Lynn,
of them
take
is
my
like,
seat.
dude, that's my ghost or something, and it's just fucking.
That's not live action.
No?
Can't reach.
What's the
No.
other one then? There's like one with
Fuck
a
if I know.
Muppet.
Dude, that's my ghost.
There's
That's
like
my
one-
ghost.
Live action? Dude, live action and with a Muppet?
Dude,
Yeah.
that's my ghost.
It's the one I would be able to remember his
Dude.
cousin
Come
Skeeter.
on.
Cousin
Cousin
Skeeter,
Skeeter.
apparently.
Oh Jesus, what is wrong with my body?
Oh dear.
Contortions.
Yeah, that-
That's my
That's my
ghost.
ghost.
Don't
That's
worry
my
about it.
ghost.
Someone
Here, I'll-
said I hate
I'll
new
whack you back in the
cartoons. I
shape.
like Tom and Jerry. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I love Hanna Barbera boomerang shit.
Tom and Jerry is an absolute classic.
Dude, that's my ghost. It's basically a Danny
Ow.
Phantom
I
ripoff, but
love-
it's even worse.
I love that very, very sexy scene where Jerry swallows
It
the
didn't work.
entire cheese. That's hot.
Oh yes, of course.
No. No. No.
But there's oh.
Tell me.
Okay, anyway, so modern day kids cartoons, even the old Family Guy and The Simpsons. I used to watch a lot of Simpsons when I
Simpsons
was
is a lot.
small. It's just shit now.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah.
it.
Hasn't
this-
The Simpsons been bad for the past like?
Yeah, it's been
Decade.
running for
17
50 years.
years.
Dry up at sometimes.
Yeah. Last decade for sure.
It's like what was it? I'm trying to think. It's like season. It's like season like 3 to 8. They're like the golden. That's like when Simpsons at his best.
Yeah, but I fondly remember like Sideshow Bob and Krusty the Clown and Mr. Burns.
Oh yeah. I was never a big Simpsons fan. I watched it sometimes when I'd go over to my friend's house.
And
They'd always watch The Simpsons with
I
family.
like
but-
Rock was dead set on proving to me that Family Guy was funny once. So he showed me the first season, and I pissed myself. It was so funny.
Yes.
Where'd he go? Just my ghost.
Did you guys ever see like the
Seems
first
today
season of
That all you see.
of Family
Violence in
Guy?
movies, sex on TV.
The first
What?
season of Family Guy is really funny.
Yeah.
Yes. First
think
4
it's,
seasons are funny, and then it starts
It's
dropping.
something I see a
Yeah.
lot in American television. Is just make more.
Yeah,
Just-
the Family Guy,
Just squeeze out
quality of the
as much as
animation-
you can.
the quality of the animation and the quality of the writing are inversely proportional.
Yes,
Family
yes,
Guy.
exactly. They are.
So if it looks like trash, you know you're getting a good episode.
That's what I told Rock. When a Family Guy episode starts, you can identify the quality of the
Yeah,
of the
by the
episode by the
intro.
thickness of the lines of the characters.
yeah.
That's what I once said on his couch, and then it was like, up next, Family Guy, and then it started, and I said, oh, thick outlines. This is gonna be a good one.
Thick outlines 4x3. That's gonna be good.
4x3.
4x3.
The more pixels. Oh,
Oh.
the more pixels, the
I don't
worse
know how
the
good it's
show.
going to be because the pictures in the background on the wall are just not detailed. It's like blobs.
But like,
Dude,
but
that's
like
my
the
ghost.
Flintstones, I love the Flintstones and the Jetsons and stuff. Scooby Doo. Oh man, I used to watch every.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
I used to watch Scooby Doo every night before I went to bed.
Great.
Every night.
Every night.
That's a
Every
very
night.
good thing to have happen.
Yeah, I know.
Every
But
night.
Scooby Doo
Good
was
for
actually
you.
really
Yes, to
fun.
you.
Like it's every episode is the same, but I can't like my favorite Scooby Doo episode, and this is gonna sound cliche, but it's the Johnny Bravo crossover. It's so good.
What about the Batman Batman and Robin crossover.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
What about
That's
Zombie
classic.
Island?
I don't think that's
what
one of the
about-
TV
What
movies,
about
right?
Scooby Doo movie?
I prefer What's New Scooby Doo. I think personally, I think What's New Scooby Doo is
Yeah, it's very
is the
good.
peak-
It looks
the
sleek.
peak
It's
Scooby Doo.
and What's New Scooby Doo has actual monsters.
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
what
what's new
always got
Scooby Doo?
me.
Is that the one that's like
What's
fucking?
New Scooby Doo?
I thought it was
What do you wanna do?
what's
Go
the
away,
Scooby Doo?
Eric.
That's one like somewhat recent, like
that's my
Scooby Doo
ghost.
Mystery.
No,
something-
that's too much.
Yeah, the new
Like,
ones are
that's
weird.
Too far.
The new ones are really
Like
weird.
What's New Scooby Doo was like early 2000s,
Yeah, it was.
and it
early
had
mid
actual
2000s.
monsters rather than people in suits harassing children.
It was
That-
so good.
That's what
So
that,
good.
that made everything a lot more exciting, honestly. Because in the
Yeah.
old one, you always knew, yeah, it's an old man or an old lady.
It's the
and, you
suspicious
know-
light guard.
Where's Eric?
You know, a lot of people,
Dude, that's my ghost.
No.
give the Scooby Doo movie shit, and I kind of agree, but I kind of really
Which
liked
movie?
it
The
when
real
I
life
was
movie?
a kid.
Dude,
I liked
it's what the
Scooby-Doo
real life
live action
movie, the
movie.
one with
Yeah.
like Rowan Atkinson on the island.
Yeah.
Scrappy Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was classic. I love that film. It was a bad film, but I love it.
yeah, no, same.
Yes, same.
Same. Okay, next. No, I don't really want to do that one right now. I could. Do you guys want to talk about the state of the news or not? It's kind of relevant.
State of the news.
Yeah, the news.
We can understand. Well, it's
Yeah, we
it's-
can
I
talk
guess
about
it
that.
depends on where you are.
Let's get a little
Um,
political, not too much.
Just a hint.
Yeah.
I guess it depends where you are. If
Why is
the
Octoplex
news
flying
here-
off? Oh,
He's
Bye,
out
buddy.
of clipping range.
okay.
Bye, buddy.
Okay.
The like the BBC News, which is most of what I watch here.
yeah.
That's it's all very like matter of fact. Like they just basically tell you the facts.
Yeah. Oh, so
they present
and-
the information as it is, which is
Oh.
what it should be.
Yeah.
But-
Well, the problem, like where I live, I don't know. Do you ever watch the news, Rock?
Yes.
It's always things that don't matter, and when something really bad happens, you never hear about it. You have to read it online. It's always
Oh yeah.
It's like pink lenses for us,
Yeah. If you're in through rose-colored
and
glasses,
a
I get what you
very
mean.
I'm gonna say this, a very left
Same.
approach. It's very left.
Oh, yeah.
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 Like
Um,
like you'll hear it when a Dutch action group has a barbecue in front of a mosque.
Uh-huh.
But you won't hear it when like 5 people get stabbed by someone yelling Allahu Akbar in the streets. It's
Mhm.
not there. Didn't happen. That kind of stuff. And I don't think that's how news should be. News should be impartial. It should be neutral. News
agree.
should
I-
be
yeah, I
news.
totally agree.
Yeah. And in America
it's-
it's just shit. Everything's
Oh,
news.
yeah.
American news.
They
It's
talk
like
about
it's
a
just
lot
Yeah.
of things, but
It's just
it's
like
just
a fucking
alarmist.
it's
It's
like
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
everything
Yeah.
is presented as
Controlled.
fact, even though if it's full rumor, it's like a game
like-
show.
There's obvious. The bias is so obvious, and everything is like so like in your face, and it's like it's the end of the world. Like
Yeah.
remember Ebola? Remember the big Ebola crisis that happened a
Mhm.
couple years
Yeah.
ago? And like
Mhm.
there's a great video. There's a great example of like the difference between now, like the news here and the BBC. They were like, it was like it's nothing to be worried about. Like nothing to worry about. Experts say, don't be
Yeah.
concerned about it. And
But-
then
but
it's like
everyone in
Americans, it's
America
like,
is
the end is
completely
here.
afraid.
No,
It's
but,
over.
but like American news is presented as American reality shows. You have like Bob would never believe what they did to his restaurant. Oh my God! We're gonna fix your restaurant, Bob. You know that's
The news fixes the guy's restaurant.
It is really changed a lot.
what the beep? and then the news is like, tonight on the news, the world is ending. Godzilla fucks a car. I don't know. And then
Oh my
everything
God.
is fact, even though if it's wrong, and everything
Yeah.
is like selected, and every news station works together and spreads the same false rumors. It's very. I
lot of
once
them-
saw it. I once saw like a montage of a single incident being covered by like 12 different news stations, and they all say the
And
same
they all say
thing.
the same thing. That's what I was gonna say,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of like independent like stations, stuff like that.
Yeah,
That they have their own like brand, their own identity. They all
Yeah.
advertise themselves as like a local news source, but they're
Yeah.
all owned by the same parent. It's like CNN, NBC, those type of people, and so they
Yeah.
just give them all the same script,
yeah.
and that's exactly what happens. And that's
Like
that's,
like news
that's so
is
disingenuous.
really.
That's crazy disingenuous.
News is really funneled in America. Like everything is
Yeah.
the same.
Where did
Yeah.
Octoplex go?
But it needs to be
It's in the sky, isn't it?
neutral. It needs to be neutral. I want
I
neutral
agree.
news.
I totally agree.
And just because of that, I just don't watch news anymore. Because I
It should
don't.
be impartial, and if it is gonna be partial, then they should make sure that people are aware of that, and they
Yeah.
should have
Yes. It's
con-
called
they should have counteracting points.
ethics, something that
Yeah.
news and journalism seems to lack these days.
Yeah, I forgot it.
Everything is biased. Like I was watching like a show with my parents, and the founder of BuzzFeed came on, and I was like, and then my parents was, what is it? What is BuzzFeed? Oh, that looks cool, and I'm like, no, it's really bad. Man spreading, tricycles, people.
Not the
Th-
tricycles.
This woman turned herself into a tricycle, and now she is happy and has like 12 children. Tricycle
Tricycle woman.
children. This is epic, Lemao. This man sat on a chair, and you won't believe how triggered these 10 feminists
Octoplex, why are you
became.
down here?
Woman is tricycle.
Octoplex is down.
Why are you down here? What the fuck are you doing?
I'm standing down here.
Why? You're supposed to be on the podcast. He's down in the dark room.
Why?
I just want to take a picture.
Ja.
Yeah, no worries. I'm gonna take a picture as soon as I get my.
Ja, doei. Ik ben bezig, moeder. Ja, top. Ja, stoer.
There we go. Octoplex, get back up here. We
Okay,
need you.
one.
Get back up here.
I got one final topic.
see
This
if I
is
can-
an important
I
one.
don't
Like we
think I can
discussed the
speed
news.
clip upwards, but it's worth a shot. Nope.
Just use the stairs.
Okay,
Just use the stairs.
let's wait for Octoplex for a second. I've been really enjoying this, by the way. It's been very casual, very relaxing, very fun.
Very therapeutic.
Yeah. Do you like it, Lynn? Do you like the
That's
podcast?
my ghost.
I do.
And what about you, Eric? Is it as nerve wracking as you thought?
I have 11 FPS.
That's cool.
That's small up for this
Thank-
one.
That's because I took a picture.
Thank you, Eric. Very cool.
Here's a good question. How did Rock find me?
I don't know.
You were just
Where's
with us.
Rock now?
It's really
Yeah,
easy.
I was, but
You're
I
just looking down.
were you?
I PlaySpace moved through the floor and I saw you because I was looking where you were. I was
Okay.
trying to find you using PlaySpace Mover while in my seat.
Sit down, guys.
Yeah.
Take your seats, gentlemen.
That's Lynn. No.
That's identity theft.
Impersonating moderators. Okay.
That's it, buddy.
What's our final topic?
Yeah. Guys,
I sent him a warning and the
guys,
cup exploded.
please,
Sorry.
please.
Sorry, I sent him a warning and his cup exploded.
No. Okay, well, we have this. Anyway, final topic, the future of TV. And I want to talk about like streaming services and YouTube. And I'm not talking like Twitch, but more like Netflix and that kind of shit. I think TV is gonna die. Like
Yeah, I was thinking the
genuinely.
same thing. 'Cause,
Like
a lot
once
of anime
once
streaming
like
shows,
the
for instance.
generation after me, like the people who are now in their 30s, once they die or get too old to watch television is just gonna crack. Like it's already cracking. Television networks are getting angry at like Amazon and Netflix because nobody's watching television and news. Like once news, like public access news gets wiped out, we'll get back that neutrality. Well, no, not really. We'll get very opinionated news
Which
because
just
we'll
your-
be in charge of the news and not the
Yeah.
corporation.
Oh, you put
A lot
it
of
on
the
Fist, you
information-
weirdo.
A lot of the news I get is
Guys,
from.
can we focus on the
Sorry,
on the,
sorry.
the topic, not on the coffee? Okay. Yes.
A lot of the news I get is from places like Reddit. Like I get a lot of information and stuff from Reddit.
Yeah.
Like like there's the World News subreddit which has tons of stuff from a lot of different sources,
Yeah.
and it's pretty well vetted by the moderators there.
Can we stop?
Stop
Even though-
objecting.
I'm not doing anything.
No,
Dude,
Lynn.
just get your information from the political
Yeah.
board on 4chan.
But you
Oh,
can't
Apple,
fuck,
yeah.
you
fuck,
can't
fuck.
you can't trust Reddit.
Yeah, there's world news is gamed to complete and other shit, and so is news. It's just all bought out by the same shit.
But there's good stuff on there though.
Yeah, but it's
Maybe.
not, it's not impartial. It's not neutral.
It's not impartial in even the slightest.
Well, I get a lot of stuff from the Guardian and the BBC.
Yeah, but that's I heard
The
like
Guardian-
BBC is apparently really good. Like one of the
The
very
Guar-
few news outlets that's still, well, like you said, matter of fact, impartial.
BBC's pretty good. The Guardian was just rated the #1
Mm.
most trustworthy news source. I
That's
believe
good.
I
I
got
saw
a
that
lot
recently.
of news from the Onion.
The
Onion- the
is
Onion's a good
not
source.
news. So anyway,
You guys seeing that like red sparking on the stream on the far left side?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
What is that?
that is
Mm.
that is
Oh, God.
Link's bleeding hand. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Anyway, I think that concludes the stream. Unless anyone wants to say something about the subject.
No, not really. Well, Octoplex had something he wanted to say earlier, I think, but I'm not sure if he said it at any point.
He's gone again. I think I think we're good.
All right.
It's overheated again.
So I really like the Avatar showcase. I hope we can have more of it next
I'll do it
month.
until next
Mhm.
time as well.
Because it was a little
Nice.
shallow. Even though we filled 30 minutes, it was shallow. But
Yeah.
a lot of people were having a hard time coming up with something. But I'll need to come up with a theme song soon. But yeah,
Yes,
thanks
theme
everyone
song.
for watching. Thanks everyone for participating, and I'll see what I'll do next week. These
See you later,
times are
gamers.
hectic. So
See you
Yeah.
later,
Right.
gamers.
I'll check you guys.
friends out.
Good night, everyone, and feel free
Farewell.
to join
Thanks,
the
Gabe.
Discord. Support
That's
me
my
on
ghost.
Patreon or subscribe to my Twitch, but I'd rather you support me on Patreon because Twitch just eats money.
Yeah.
Good night.
Farewell.